Okay, so hi everybody. Thanks for joining. Um, it was a very broad topic to talk about tips from the trenches. So what I decided to do was think about not what I did as my first year coach, but what I did that got our team to elite last year. Because I think that those activities, of course, are great for people trying to get to elite, but I think that they're just great habits to build, right? Because if you're here to build a business, regardless on how big you want your business to be, it's important to do these business building activities, and accomplishing something like elite or 2-star diamond or 5-star diamond or just diamond, right? Just like when you're a brand new coach, I remember being like, I just want to hit diamond. Let's just get there. It was the activity that I did day after day after day after day, which is what builds the momentum to get you to those goals. So that's what I'm going to talk about after I go through a couple of announcements. And I'm not going to tell you anything that you probably haven't heard, but I might explain it in such a way that something might click and help you to change one little tweak that can be a game changer for you. So that's my goal. All right, so we have a new coach orientation call for our Rock the Basics graduates. So if you are a recent graduate, or if one of your coaches on your team is a recent graduate, I am doing that call next Wednesday, May 24th. The call goes from 8:30 to 9:30, and it will be a Zoom call. And we'll be talking about like all the training now that it's done. What are some things that weren't covered in training, and what do I do now? Because I know I did a poll with the Getting Started Right trainees. There's a lot of them, and there was a lot of overwhelmness for sure going on in that group. So I have been doing these trainings, these orientations for about 3 or 4 months now, and I'm getting pretty good feedback on it. I took a lot of it from top coaches that I saw do similar things and pulled it into one that I thought was more applicable to our team. So that is next Wednesday. The Emerald to Diamond graduates call is going to be scheduled. So if you are in that right now, there's a poll going on, and we are looking to schedule that sometime next week, I think in the middle of the day, either Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm not sure which one we're going to go with. But check out that poll in that group. Shaun T Week, if you haven't heard yet, is coming up on June 12th. So I'm going to talk in a little bit of detail about this. I want to make sure that everybody has a challenge group scheduled to either start on that week, or if you're like me, I'm doing a little 3-day refresh fun before it gets started, or you've got a group going during that time. And so I'm going to walk you through kind of how to reverse engineer now that we know that date, to see if that can be something to help you really plan for this, to see if you can get a surge in your volume and your excitement with your followers. And then Shift Shop is coming in July. So that is going to be released when we are at Summit. So you can do the same reverse engineering that I'm going to walk you guys through with Shift Shop, so that you can sort of plan your CTAs and that sort of thing. Okay. May Success Club. So I want to do some shout outs for Dina and Heidi, who are our Success Club all-stars leading the way. And then everybody at the middle of the month, there's a lot of people that are on here, but 94 points means that almost 50 lives have already been changed, which is awesome. We're on a really great growth streak where we're helping a lot of people, and the momentum has been fantastic to see. So, for those on the call right now, Juliet and Jen and Laura and Kira, and let's see, Alyssa and Irene, if she's on this call, has already gotten Success Club. Alicia might be joining later, but just amazing, amazing, amazing job, you guys. And Juliet, do you want to take it off mute for a second and recognize Portia?
Yes, and I'm sorry, I'm really trying to figure out this. I hate that I can't see myself. Something's going on with my new office. But I wanted to recognize Portia, who joined the team. She was a free lead, joined the challenge group. And then we've talked, and I was like, you would be so fantastic because she has such a work ethic. She is a mom of 2 young kids. She works in real estate and she teaches dance. And the thing that I really believe we were brought together is because she was a former gymnast and she lives in Long Island. So it was like, oh my gosh, we're connected, like so many different things. And she has just been, it's been so fun. Jen can attest to it. She is just, I mean, commenting on everyone in the challenge group that she's running her first one that we just started Monday. Commenting, supporting everyone. She is in the middle of getting started right. Was definitely overwhelmed. Was like, oh my God, what am I doing? Okay. And literally didn't even skip a beat. Was like, I'm overwhelmed, but I'm doing it. And that's, I mean, the whole time.
I still feel that way.
She just puts her heels in. I can't hear you, Jen. Are you talking?
No, that was me. I still feel that way from time to time, I have to admit, but
yes,
I'm doing it.
Yeah, but you're going to, because that's totally normal. If you didn't feel overwhelmed, you wouldn't be doing the right stuff, right?
Yeah,
so
true.
we're super happy to have you on the team, and I'm like, I love that our paths connected, and I can't wait to watch you soar and eat your frog. Which, if you don't know what that means, it's Tracy's way of like saying when you hate doing something and you're nervous about doing it, do it and get it done. So welcome to the team.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm excited. Nervous, but I'm excited.
And she's on the call right now, right? The fact she's on the call right now is amazing because that's a scary click too when you're like, you're going to see my face? Oh my goodness. So welcome. And I think I felt overwhelmed my first 6 months as a coach. So it's totally normal. But the cool thing is you've got this net. And if you look at all the pictures of all of us, we are all here to catch you. So we are your net, girl.
Thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. So getting right back into it, that's a beautiful picture, a beautiful dress. I love it. Okay. Wanted to just take a moment and congratulate our Emerald to Diamond graduates. So yes, getting started right is overwhelming, especially for people who like haven't really done anything about coaching, because there's a lot of people in getting started right that sort of like dabble in it for a few months and then go to getting started right. And that can be a little bit less overwhelming, but Emerald to Diamond training, if you've been through it, is a lot. It is a lot of extra time. It's a lot of extra reading. It's a lot of homework. It's a lot of more complex things. And I'm really proud of Irene and Jennifer and Kim and Jill for being our graduates. There's a few that are playing catch up, but these are the 4 that got their training done on time. And that's a huge deal. So I don't know if Jill and Kim are on, but I know that Irene and Jen are on. So good job.
Yay.
Good job. Awesome. Okay. My last announcement. So you guys don't need to do it this way. In fact, I've never done it. I've never done it this way, but this is what has happened. I'm almost 3 years of being a coach. And I have decided after 3 years that I am no longer starting challenge groups on Mondays at all. I want to see how it goes. I could totally fall flat on my face. But what is happening is, and you guys know I've really made a push this year. I think all of you have. I think as a team, we've made a push this year, really trying to get intimate with our challengers. And I'm finding that my working challengers that can't maybe talk on the phone during the week want to talk on the weekends. And if I'm rushing to get them up and ready and loaded for a challenge group, the weekends before my challenge groups have been a little crazy. And it's just not it's not something I can continue to keep up with that pace with 4 kids and activities. So I'm going to try some different things and see what works. I might go back to having to do Mondays. Maybe that will be what works, because I do like the fact that Monday is a fresh start. However, I'm going to try something for Shaun T Week. And just in case anybody wants to jump on this bandwagon with me, I thought I'd share it. There's a couple of 5-star coaches in the wall who are also doing this. And I've stolen some of their graphics because some coaches really love to put these graphics together, and that is not me. So Shaun T Week starts on June 12th. There's not been a lot of information released about it. I know it's going to go past 7 days, but the big hype is over the first 7 days. And at midnight after every single day, midnight on Sunday, we get the workout for Monday. Midnight on Monday, we get the workout for Tuesday, right? So I don't really know what's going to happen past 7 days, but there is going to be more to the program. But what happened is that I started a sort of a jab. If you don't know what jab hook is, it's a book, and you do these like trickles on your social media kind of leading up to it before you're like, boom, here's my hook, right? So I've been doing some jabs about like when my next challenge group is going to run. And I decided that I was going to do a 3-day refresh challenge group on right after Memorial Day, and then start that following Monday, right? And then the Shaun T thing got released, and I was like, oh, that means I'm going to be running like 3 different challenge groups, like kicking them all off 3 weeks in a row. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. So what I'm doing is Shaun T Week kicks off on June 12th, and I want a group starting that day. But I just took those jabs that I did about starting the 3-day refresh, and I'm just kind of moving the dates. So on June 9th, it's a Friday. My people will all start the 3-day refresh. Can you guys all just mute it because I'm echoing on somebody's phone? There we go. Okay. So we're going to start the refresh on Friday. We're going to do refresh on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday, June 12th is Shaun T Week. And so my jabs have now, I'm still jabbing about the ultimate reset and about like, you know, getting nutrition in the right place. And part of the reason that I did the ultimate reset in this timing is because I knew I wanted to try a challenge group, making the 3-day refresh mandatory after Memorial Day. So this whole ultimate reset, everything I'm posting about nutrition, these are all my little jabs before I'm like, you don't have to do the ultimate reset. You can do the 3-day refresh, which is a little bit more of an abbreviated way to get yourself in the right place for a challenge group. So with that being said, this is how you reverse engineer what you're going to do. Okay. So this calendar was made on the 15th. So we're a couple days away, but let's start on the date of the 12th, right? So can you guys see this? Yeah. Okay. So June 12th on this date is the Shaun T Week. So that's when the actual exercises happen, but the 3-day refresh starts the 9th, 10th, and the 11th, where it's highlighted in yellow. Okay. So technically my challenge group starts on Friday, June 9th, but my pre-work is going to start on the 5th. I'm going to allow much more time for pre-work because a lot of people, like most everyone, has never done the 3-day refresh before. So what I feel like this does is the challenge group opens on a Monday, and I don't have to feel like everyone is like go date. It's like, okay, we're all in here. Hi, let's feel each other out. Let's talk about grocery shopping. Let's talk, I'll do some live videos about the 3-day refresh, about how I eat the same dinner 3 nights in a row. How, when we're drinking the fiber sweep, just like slam that baby because it thickens the longer it sits in the bottle, right? So I'm going to be like giving them those types of things and helping them with grocery shopping, taking lots of pictures of the store, prepping them that day 2 is going to be miserable, having everyone start to wean slowly off their coffee so they don't have a major headache on the 10th, right? Oh, hi, Juliet, you're here. Hi, we see you.
I'm on my cell.
She was determined to get her face up there.
I am.
So that's how it's going to kind of work, right? So the group opens on the 5th. We do pre-work the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. We do our 3-day refresh the 9th, 10th, and 11th. I'm not really sure I'm going to be doing the refresh because I'm about ready to be done with the ultimate reset. I don't know if I'm quite going to be ready, but I'll be transparent with my people. But that's the schedule right there. And then we're going to challenge group the week of the 12th, the week of the 19th, and then we're done right before 4th of July weekend. Okay. So now what does that mean in terms of like my advertisement? Okay. So I know that the orders have to be in a week before. So that's where you see on June 2nd, all of the orders for this have to be in on the 2nd. So if you want to start your jabs, we're going to talk about how to do that in the month of May so that you can load up your Success Club points in June. And yes, Laura, thanks. I am going to repeat, anybody can be in this group. And right now I have about 8 people that have all committed to the 3-day refresh, but I can't force everybody to buy it, right? Because some of them are repeater challengers, but I'm going to be talking in the jab hook, and I'm going to be having one-on-ones with all of these challengers about why I think it's important to start with the 3-day refresh, especially if you've got repeat challengers that are stagnant. Maybe they haven't seen a change in their weight for a while. Maybe they haven't seen a change in their energy. This might be something great if they've never tried it. And honestly, I don't feel like I talk about the 3-day refresh enough, and I definitely have never signed someone up to Kickstart until last week. I sold a Kickstart 3-day refresh challenge pack, and I was like, why am I not talking about this more often? I'm going to try this. So orders have to be in by the 2nd. So then that takes me a week before that is 5/26. So that's when I'm going to definitely be starting my advertising for it, right? So I want to start my advertising so I have a week or more. I might even start my advertising for it on Sunday the 21st, right? So if I start jabbing, I do a jab on the 21st, I do a jab on Thursday the 25th, I do another one the morning of the 26th because Friday mornings are good for me. And I'm either talking about Shaun T, or I'm doing a live Shaun T workout, or I'm doing something in my Insanity class tomorrow that I can use as a picture for next week. Or I'm going to be showing more pictures of what I'm eating right now on the Ultimate Reset. Or you are going to be showing pictures of like a really colorful plate that's loaded up with veggies and how this is inspiring you to maybe do the 3-day refresh. Maybe it's Memorial Day and you have an entire plate of ribs and you take a picture of yourself with the ribs and the apple pie and you're like, it's okay, I got the 3-day refresh coming up, something, right? So those are your jab, 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 and then your hooks are your CTAs, and then you've got your Kickstart Shaun T Challenge group. So again, I'm sharing with you guys what I'm doing because I'm fired up about this new way of having my challengers get excited. And I have never had someone do the 3-day refresh where they haven't lost at least 3 pounds. I've never had someone do the 3-day refresh and stay stagnant except for myself. Like sometimes it doesn't work on me. But I always feel better and more energetic. So I'm psyched to have people start a challenge group feeling excited like that and getting through the worst of it before the group even starts, especially if Shaun T Week is T25 and Insanity inspired workouts, right? You want them feeling energetic as it is because those are probably going to be pretty tough. All right, any questions before I get into the nitty gritty?
Are you concerned at all about that 26 being your, I feel like they're not going to get that until like the 8th or the 9th.
Well, I mean, I usually, my people usually get like 4 to 5 days, but I know it depends on like where your warehouse is, you know what I mean? So if you're concerned about it, then I would just move your shift your dates, you know?
Okay.
Shift your dates so that your cutoff date is Tuesday, if that gives you more, comfort.
I'm almost scared to go after newbies for that type of setup. Like I feel it's a good way to re-energize stagnant people or people that have been like need a little push, but like you're talking to a newbie, like especially when Shaun T's like, this is going to be the hardest workout. I mean, I know he always says that, but he's like, this is going to be the hardest workout I've ever had.
Right. Are you nervous because of Shaun T, or are you nervous because of the 3-day refresh, or both?
I think the 3-day refresh by itself, but like it was really challenging for me when I did it. I'm trying to psych myself up, still got a box in the other room, getting ready to use. But I think if you've never done any of this, like doing the refresh and then doing Shaun T together might be, I guess you just have to feel out your customer base and who you're approaching.
Totally. I mean, if you've got a challenger that's like, and I feel like the last few challengers I've had are like, I'll do whatever. I am so rock bottom. Like those people are definitely going to this challenge group, but I'm letting them know like, this is not going to be easy. This is going to be hard, but I will say that following the Portion Fix meal plan definitely feels a lot easier after a 3-day refresh, because you just have to let them know, like the refresh, there's not going to be one fun thing about it. You're going to be hungry and you're going to have headaches, and day 3 you'll start feeling really good. But I think it's just a matter of feeling them out, making sure that you're asking enough questions. Where are they? And then level setting them correctly. And if you have not done the 3-day refresh, you might want to pitch it as like, hey, I've never done this before. Do you want to join me while I do this? Here's what I'm doing. Who wants to be alongside with my journey?
Wait, Tracy, can I interrupt you? Did you, when you were down at in Mexico, did you get a little taste of Shaun T's workout? I thought you guys got you got to try a little bit of it. Did I dream that up?
You're thinking of Chris Downing, Shift Shop.
Oh, okay.
I wish Shaun T was there.
I will say this, like I've done the refresh 3 times now. I'm on
She's on
day
day
3
two.
today.
Be careful. She's on day 2.
No, I'm on day 3.
Oh,
I made it through day 2. I'm a home stretch. I've got my cucumber tomato salad waiting. I did it with my co-lead this time. I told him about it, and he's like, I just need something. And it was so much better to do with somebody else. I've always felt like I was so alone in doing it. And it was just, I mean, you have that camaraderie coming in going, I'm starving. How are you? I'm starving. But I slept amazing last night. So just, it's nice to have that. I can imagine in a challenge group, especially going into a big one like that, it'd be great.
yeah. And I have to say that doing the Ultimate Reset, knowing that Katie and Ashley are both doing it and that Nicole is not too far behind us, like there is a, like, there's that camaraderie, but there's also that, like, I'm not going to be the one to cheat. I'm not going to be the one to quit. You know, you've got that like competitive piece too, where you don't want to be the one like this that didn't make it, you know? So that's a good point. Okay. So we're going to move on. Okay. Tips from the trenches. Here's what I picked to talk about. And again, it's nothing going to be earth shattering. I don't know why all of a sudden there's like Sharpie all over my computer screen. Maybe my kids got into something. Okay. Hopefully I can move it so I can keep reading. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about, I'm going to do my highlights on inviting. I'm going to just tell you like what I did every day last year and how I've kind of enhanced it this year. Using live video to warm up your cold market and showcasing your personal fitness and your mental transformation. Those I feel like are the 3 things that were sort of game changers once they became part of my daily routine. Okay, so inviting. And this is on my mind too because I've been making videos all week for Faithfully Fit Academy, which is almost done, you guys. Almost done. It's been really time consuming, but I'm really trying to get it done so that we don't have to do a traditional getting started right in June. We can just kick this training off, but it's still iffy on if that's going to happen. But inviting, I feel like it's like this whole like hoopla around how scary it is. And here's the thing. So I've talked a lot about like if you are using the BAT, I can't see myself, so I don't know what you can see. But if you're using the BAT, it's got like start new conversations. That's basically what the Just Say Hi is, right? So I go to 5 people that I haven't talked to on my personal page, or I go to my like page. But if you're a new coach, you probably shouldn't have a like page. So I go to either one of those and I say hi. No, flip-flop these. I'm sorry. I pick those 5 people first and I go to their Facebook page and I will like one of their posts and I'll comment. And then I will go to message them through Facebook. And that's where it's like the just say hi, ask a question. But here's what I've been doing most recently is that I've been like approaching it as like not wanting to sell them something. And I've been approaching them as like, how can I bless this person? Because I feel like there's just not a lot of compliments that go on in the world sometimes. And there's not enough like positive affirmation about the fact that like we are all in the trenches together trying to get through life. So a lot of times I will offer a compliment or I will share something that would help them. Like if I just read a book, I might say like, hey, so-and-so, I saw on your Facebook page that your child is, struggling with speech therapy. I've been reading this book about, support and ways that you can show your child X, Y, and Z. It might be a great book for you to read. And sometimes I don't even end it with a question because I'm just trying to bless that person. But I am starting conversation with them. So I'll pick my 5 people. I comment. I either ask a question, offer a compliment, something. Right? So if I were to pick Megan, I would tell her like how amazing she looks in her pregnancy, and how exciting it's going to be for her to add to her family. And coming from, a mom of 4, yes, it's hairy and chaotic, but there's nothing like a big family. So congratulations that your son's going to have a sibling, like something, right? And then like, maybe I would say like, hey, have you been staying fit? Have you been working out during this pregnancy? Because you look amazing, right? So I might end it with a question. But when I'm doing this, you guys, I'm not again, I'm not thinking of them as trying to sell something. I'm thinking of them as like my future challengers or my future leaders on this team. And how would I talk to one of you guys, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking when I approach them. And what that does, even for the people that I might not be ending with a question, like if I'm not inviting them to a challenge group, I don't necessarily always end with a question. If I'm inviting them to a freemium or a challenge group and I have something specific, then I will end it with a question. But I'm creating community is what I'm trying to do, right? So approach the people that you're inviting your conversations with the mindset of just creating what you want your community to look like, what you want your team to look like. And so I do that, you guys, hands down. I do that at least 5 people a day, because that's 35 people a week that now I've got these like sporadic questions. And sometimes, believe me, it gets crazy. Like my Facebook is like bling, 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 bling. And I'm getting hit with like the past 3 days, people all sending me messages back at one time. But you always just want to you want to have like 20 conversations going at a time. That's what you want. And it's okay if you don't get back to them all immediately, but you want to be connecting with that many people. So then what I like to do, and you guys have probably seen this in like the Surge to Summit that I've been doing in the Poach page, is I will either screenshot something, or I will box it or email it, or I'll call an accountability partner, or I'll post it in the Poach page. And so what do you guys think when you see like Laura posting the fact that she just signed up 3 challengers, or Kira post that she just had 3 new coaches sign on? Like when you see that stuff, what does that do to you?
Energizes you.
Yeah. What else? Anybody? Does it get you fired up at all?
Yeah, makes your bottom move faster.
Right?
Yeah.
It's,
Sometimes the competitive little side comes out.
yeah, there's a competitive side, but there's like sometimes like I gotta step up my game, or like, ooh, I'm not sure how they're doing that. I gotta start asking more questions, or like, ooh, like I never thought of that before. That's a good idea. I gotta get on it, because that's fire. And what happens? Fire brings heat, baby, and that's why we post that stuff, because it makes us all kind of get out of our shell a little bit more, regardless of where we are. Kara Treeweek, hi, I'm happy to see you. You must have jumped on late. How are you?
I'm at the shady Wi-Fi.
She's got I think she's saying she has shady Wi-Fi because we can't hear her, but we can see her.
So funny.
Okay. All right. So we do that stuff, or if you're in a box chain with, people you're running a challenge group with, throw something in that box chain. But just remember, fire brings heat. It just gets people moving, and activity builds momentum. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it totally gets everyone excited. It gets people pumped. It's like, okay, things are moving. Oh, what have I missed? What am I not doing? What do I need to do? And it gets you thinking also, like gets you like your wheels turning, like, oh, I need to be better. I can do this.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Okay. So then what do? I've had all these conversations going. If I'm having 5 conversations a day every week, that's 35 times 4. That's 140 conversations a month. So now I have a pool of people I can invite to something. Now it doesn't feel like I am asking somebody who I don't even know, or that it's like a copy and pasted cold email, which can be intimidating. Okay. So Kara is somewhere locally stealing Wi-Fi. That's great. Just use this. That's perfect. Use the chat. So now you can invite them to something, and I'm not going to get too far into inviting, because there's snippets everywhere, and I feel like we've covered that quite a bit in terms of how to invite somebody to a freemium, to a challenge group, or invite them to a live video. So like Ashley did an amazing job at this like a couple weeks ago. She jabbed, right? Jab, before she hooked everybody. She jabbed them all, talking about the fact that she was going to do like an FAQ forum on Shakeology, which was so brave and courageous of her. She just basically put herself out there and took questions like in a panel format from people on her personal page asking questions about Shakeology, and she just continue to answer them. It was a great way to warm up cold market. And then you want to follow up. And we talked about that last week, right? Having our notebook ready of our no's, our not right nows, and our people who have gone dark, so that as we're inviting, those people continue to come up again. And I think Pam Blackwell posted something recently that it takes most people only ask 2 times and then they never ask again. And most people have to be asked 5 times in order to say yes. So that follow-up piece is huge. And I feel like we covered it pretty good last week. So I'm going to blaze right on over that. All right. So
Can I just say
Facebook? Yeah. Do you have questions?
no? I just wanted to say I wanted Portia to really hear that part and know that there's going to be so many no's. And as Tracy just said, it's going to be no, 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 and it really takes 5 times, and not intrusive, not like, hey, do you want to do it again? Hey, do you want to do it? Just wanted to keep you in the loop. This is my next challenge group. Blank. Hope you're doing well. That's all I want to say. Okay.
Yeah. You know, I buy things from other people that are in multi-level marketing. And I don't know what it is, but this week, like I will gently say no if I'm trying to be upsold on something I'm already buying. Like, no thanks. Like I'm good. And I've gotten so many text messages from the same person, like telling me, oh, I can get you this much off, or oh, you can do this, or you can do this. Like after I've said no, like politely. And that is not the right way to follow up. Like, do not send me 5 text messages when I've politely said no to your upsell product and continue to come after me like in the same week. So when I say follow up, I mean like follow up every couple of weeks or months, depending on the time. I usually will wait like a month in between, sometimes 2 months if need be, so that it's natural. But I'm still having conversation with those people, but I'm not bringing up the fact that I had invited them. I'm talking about other things that I see on their Facebook, or just like, hey, I've got this free 1pan group. Just thought about you. I know you're a busy mom, so if you're looking for some recipes, you're more than welcome to join. Let me know, and I'm happy to sign you up. You know, it starts on Monday. So I'll do that. And that way I can still have engagement with them, but I'm not being annoying. Okay, so using Facebook Live. So this is something that is very, some people are totally comfortable with it, and some people totally are not comfortable with it. And so as Jen Pride knows, just go eat that frog, girl. Just go get live. Has anyone not ever gone live before? Megan, have you gone live?
I went live at that one event with you guys, but I don't know what it is. I feel like nothing I have to say is that important. It's terrible. But I need to, I trust me, every time I'm in a Zoom call, I'm like, go live, go live. I think about it a lot. It's terrible.
Right,
and I see you guys doing it, and I'm like, that's amazing. I don't know.
Don't think, just do it. That's the thing. If I think about it too long, I don't do it. I just grab my phone and go.
And just do it.
Talk about your baby bump. Not even your baby bump, but talk about something with your pregnancy. Like, I woke up today, I feel like I'm just so excited. I can't wait to, welcome another boy into this house. It's going to be so fun. Does anyone have any tips of how to make sure their toilets don't smell like piss?
That's a really good idea, actually.
Because mine always do smell like piss, so let me know.
Or go live and ask people to start commenting what they think you should name the baby.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
There's a bazillion things, but you need to go live on your personal page, not your strong as the new skinny safe haven. Okay? Get out of that safe haven.
Okay, do it this week. We dare you. You can't do it. You can't do it.
Okay, I'm going to do it.
She's doing it. She's doing it. Alyssa knows. She was there. Pam and I basically forced both of them to go live. That's right. That's right. Jen too. Okay. So check this out. Now, who has a like page with over 100 followers? Juliet?
Nope.
Okay. So Juliet, I'm going to talk to you about the like page offline. I don't want to waste any time because no one here has a like page. So here's an idea for warming up your cold people. What's fun about going live on your personal page is that all of the people who already love you are going to give you lots of love on your posts, right? So all of you who go live know that you get like all of your friends see that you're on and they're like, hearts, thumbs up, hearts.
Ollie, come get your dinner.
Do you guys want to mute it? I'm not sure who's.
Right here.
I think it's Adeline.
Who? All right, I don't know how to mute everybody.
Adeline.
Who?
Alden,
sorry.
Sorry.
Okay.
Tracy, if you go into participants at the bottom, oh, did you get it? Okay.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, sorry. All right, so I think if you ask a general question to your viewers, Kira's got a like page too, so I'll box you girls separately. But you ask a general question, and it can be something like, I went live on my like page this morning, and I was like, my question was like, do you guys have a tough time either finding motivation or staying motivated? That was my question. Maybe it is a pregnant question. Maybe it is, hey, for those of you that have multiple children, what are some things that happened with your firstborn after the baby came, right? Was there sleep regression? Was there potty training regression? Was there jealousy? There can be a bazillion things. Maybe it can be like Jen's got a question about a wedding, right? Like, hey, for those of you that have had second weddings and you've merged different people together, tell me about this. How did you do seating? It can be anything. But you want to ask your people a question, just a general question, right? Now, if it has to do with health and fitness, then you can get into this next part that I'm going to go to. But if you've not really gone live before, go live like 3 to 5 times and don't talk about fitness. Just ask questions and ask people to engage with you while you're live, so that you can get a feeling for being live. And what live videos do when you start to get a lot of response is it helps your affinity. So that by the time, these are your jabs, by the time you ask a general question that does have to do with health and fitness, you are ready and you're teed and you've got the affinity that you need to get people to respond. So I went live on my like page and I asked motivation. Is it hard for you to either get motivated, or once you've gotten fit, do you have a hard time staying motivated and think you deserve treats, or you deserve not to work hard anymore and find yourself back to old habits? So sort of talked through that. And then I would throw out like a jab on motivation. I'd say, okay, so here's what I do when I'm not feeling motivated. And I threw out something that I do. And then once I got done with that, I'm like, and I talk a lot about this in my challenge groups. I run virtual challenge groups through an app, and I spend a lot of time talking about this very subject. And if I am speaking to you right now, would you trust me to help you find your motivation? And they're like hearts, or there's likes, or there's crickets, either one, but you just pretend like you have an audience. I can't tell you how many times on my like page, I'm like, oh my goodness, thanks so much, Karen. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. There's nobody on, but it doesn't matter because there's going to be a bazillion people watching it because I'm going to go run an ad on it, right? So nobody, like, you can just pretend like you have people that are interacting with you. Great. Okay, I'm so glad that you guys are all feeling the same way. I'm not alone. Would you go email me right now? This is my email address. It's tbalderay@gmail.com. And would you put I want motivation in the subject headline so that I know that that email is coming from this particular live broadcast? And I will get back to you within 24 hours and we'll talk about whether or not one of these virtual groups is for you. Right? So if you do that kind of a thing on your like page, since Kira and Juliet are on, then you can either boost that for a day for $3, or you can run an ad on it for $3 and just see what happens if you happen to get some cold people. Most people, when they are going through their scroll and they see a live video, they're not going to listen to your words. They're just going to watch you. But that still warms them up. They're not a cold market anymore because they're seeing your interaction and the way that you talk. And a lot of people can tell through nonverbal if they feel like they would want you to be their coach. There's a lot you can tell. Like if you go through your newsfeed and you see live videos and you just watch someone for a second, you're like, oh my goodness, I kind of want to hear what she has to say. I like her. I like her body language. So if you go on your personal page, you are going to get people that haven't signed up with you on your personal page. So you can ask those people the same questions like, hey, so-and-so, hey, so-and-so, listen, I know that it gets a little bit intimidating for some people to comment on my live videos, or some of you that don't really use Facebook, but you watch it. Like, you can call those people out, like, you don't really use Facebook, but I know you watch it. So if you would trust me to help you with X, Y, and Z, can you email me? And here's my information. And here's the subject line that I would love to see, and I would love to talk with you. Can you guys give me some hearts if you think that would be a good idea? Can you give me a thumbs up if this is something that you're struggling with? I don't want to feel alone. I know I can't be the only one not motivated, right? Or you could be like, how do you know, like a question could be like, how do you know you're giving your 150% in your workouts? How do you know? How do you know when you can push harder? That might be a question that you ask. But you can ask these questions and you can get correspondence on Facebook. And even if nobody listens to what you're saying, they're going to watch you on Facebook, and you're going to put in the comment section, you're going to post it. And as soon as it shows up on your page, you're going to go to the first comment and you're going to write, email me at tbalderay@gmail.com, and make sure to put in the subject headline, I want motivation. Can't wait to hear from you. So that way the ones that don't listen can see it in your thread. Any questions on that? Or people who do go live a lot, do you have anything that you want to add?
One thing is, I definitely, if you're nervous to go live, if you do something early in the morning, a lot of times there's not a lot of people. It's a good practice. If you're doing later in the day, there's going to definitely be more people. I don't know if anyone just saw, I went live and I did the difference between my virtual 21-day virtual groups versus my live Insanity groups, because I've had so many people be like, oh, I can't join your group because I'm not local. And I'm like, you can join my virtual group. And they're like, what are you talking about? So I literally explained in there. That's another thing, because a lot of people don't know what the challenge groups are, and we're posting, okay, new fitness, health and fitness group starting X, Y, and Z. I actually signed someone up on the spot because they were like, oh, now I get it. Okay, I'm interested. And I sent them, and I got my Success Club 8 this month from it. So that's a really just another good thing, because a lot of people don't know, even though we're posting about it. I know I'm very vague, because I've had people run off and do it themselves and then be like, oh, I signed up. Now, how can I be your coach? How can you be in my group? And I'm like, oh, it's so annoying. You have to go through all the channels. So I found that was a great one. And I probably will do that. Try to do it at least every other month, so it's not annoying, but just to kind of remind people what the group is about. And like Tracy said, the motivation, this is what I said, these are the things that we talk about. This is the clean eating we talk about. I give you shopping lists. I really laid out, and it was great.
Awesome. That's a great video topic. Might have to steal that in a couple of weeks. Wait till you go away for the summer and take that idea.
Yeah, I was very proud of myself. I was like, I got out of the shower, me, I sat down, I'm like, I'm doing this. My hair was wet.
Towel on, wet hair.
I wasn't naked. I put a shirt on.
All right. So how does live video help you? It turns your cold leads into warm leads with very little effort. Very little effort. You can literally maybe you start off with 1 live video a week, and you do that for a month, and then you push yourself to 2 live videos a week. But again, going back to what we talked about last time we were together, what is your 12-week plan? If you're not doing live videos, but you want to start doing them, use the rest of this quarter, which is halfway over, as your warm up, and then set a lofty goal for yourself to go live. It is a game changer. Chalene Johnson has been talking about it for a year. It's huge. For those of you that are going live, you see that there's been a turn in your business. Heidi, I would say, goes live probably the most out of anyone on our team, and it's clear with the way that her team has freaking exploded this year. There is no doubt in my mind that her live videos have helped build her community. So great job, Heidi, because I know you're going to watch this. Oh, does Bob Helig talk about that too, Laura?
That's how he went. I mean, he basically just started his business less than a year ago, or no, a year and a half ago, and he's already over $1 million. He wasn't making anything, and he bases his whole thing on live video. He was scared to go live, and he went on and was like, and I'm going to go live for the next 30 days. And he went live at the same time every day for 30 days. And he was like, and then after, he said he had a panic attack after his first time when he hung up. And, but he obviously it worked for him, and he's very convinced that it's the way to go, because people can connect with you. I mean, you write in a post, they can kind of connect with you, but they know like you have time to write that, and you're maybe rewriting it. But when you're live, the scary part, he just said this today. I was listening to an interview with Fire or whatever, and he was saying, the hard part is because it's so scary, but that's when people see your vulnerability, and that's what they connect with. So the same reason that you're scared is the same reason that it makes you successful.
Exactly.
Christine Dwyer talked about that. Remember, Tracy? She talked about like the things that like messing up when she goes live is really what continued to grow her business. And you did something funny the other day, and like one of your kids had to poop or something.
Oh yeah, May came out naked and needed her butt wiped in the middle of a live video.
And those things are great though, because people connect and they're like, oh my God, that's so funny. And you held your cool and you were like, and it's so funny because I started watching it and then I got sidetracked, but then someone wrote, oh, I love poop. And I was like, no, I got to watch this. So it actually made me like watch the rest too. So those are the kind of, you catch funny things accidentally.
Totally. So the last thing I was going to say about live video is this is my third time doing the Ultimate Reset. And I just got my third message tonight of somebody who's like, I want the Ultimate Reset challenge pack. I'm like, what? Like, that's like a $300 challenge pack. And I'm thinking to myself before I did this call, I'm like, I actually did the best at documenting my Ultimate Reset the second time I did it. The first time I did pretty good. The second time I did great at documenting. This time it's just, I'm busier, right? I feel like as our kids get older, we get busier, and I don't have as much time as I did even last May. And I'm like, the only thing different that I'm doing, so I'm maybe getting a post up of what I'm eating. I'm trying to like talk about the fact that I'm doing the Ultimate Reset. But this time, which wasn't around last May when I did it for the first time, is Insta Story and Snapchat. And those are the two things that I've been totally consistent with since I started, especially Instagram. I started Snapchatting, or started Insta chatting again. I sort of decided, I put my line in the sand. I'm like, I'm doing either one, people. Which one should I do? And I went with Snapchat. Wrong. Not that I think Snapchat is wrong, but I have so many more followers on Instagram. And I'm like, why am I doing this? I'm like, I'll just do both. So now I do both, which is a little bit of a PIA. But when I went back to Insta chat, I started it right before Punta Cana, and I Insta chatted through Punta Cana, and I've been consistent with it. And so I've been Insta chatting every day that I've been on the reset. And that is what has gotten 3 challenge packs, is because my postings are worse, but people are like, oh my goodness, because I'm talking about it. I'm like, oh my goodness, you guys, I freaking hate this. I hate this. I want a burger. Like you can actually talk that through. Whereas like, my posts tend to be a little bit long. People don't want to read long posts. And I have a hard time keeping my posts short. So if you're a long post writer, or if you just have a lot of things to say, just go live in some capacity. All right. Am I missing any questions here? I've got this thing blinking at me. More poop talk. Okay. So how does live video help you? It turns cold leads into warm leads. They want what you have, and they're watching, right? Exactly like my Ultimate Reset story. Can post all day about it, but when I start talking about it, I'm on day 10. I lost 5 pounds already. I did an Insta chat about that. That's probably what sold the last girl that came up to me and was like, okay. And then people who respond to live videos are coachable, right? Because if you are marketing them and you're getting that emotional side of them, those people are coming to you, and the people that come to you want the help. So they're coachable, and that's the type of market, the type of community that you want to help. Okay, I'm gonna make this really quick. Showcasing your personal fitness and mental transformation. Y'all have been doing a great job. I absolutely loved the contest that we did, where everybody kind of posted their social media stuff. But do your followers know what your current workout program is? Do you have one? Are you following a workout program, or are you going downstairs to your basement on the days you feel like it and working out to what you feel like? You have got to stick with a plan. That comes straight from Danielle Natoni. I'll never forget that national wake-up call I listened to her, because I was one of those wanderers and I was an emotional push player. And now I always make sure that I'm sticking to a workout program. Number 2, what's the next workout program that you're going to do? And are you jabbing about it? Right? So what are you doing next? Like Shaun T is coming up. I'm definitely doing Shaun T week. So you better believe that I'm going to be jabbing away for Shaun T. As soon as that week kicks off, guess who I'm jabbing about? I'm going to be throwing out all my old Punta Cana stuff about Chris Downing, and I'm going to be jabbing about Shift Shop. Number 3, same with personal development and how it's impacting your life. So what are you reading or listening to, right? I have not done personal development in 3 days. And I know that because I'm so anal with my business activity tracker, and I've started to slip. And this is why I'm so big on tracking what we do, because I'm like, why haven't I listened to personal development? Well, because I've gotten back into Voxer, right? If I spend too much time trying to catch up on boxes, it takes away from my personal development. So I looked at last week. I missed 3 days of personal development in a row. So this week I'm like, I gotta be kind of more hands off on the Voxer, because I gotta get that personal development in first, because personal development inspires posts on your social media. It helps you be a better leader, and it helps you grow. And if you are not growing, none of your followers will want to follow someone who stays stagnant, period. Plus, if you want to grow a team as a leader, you have to grow in order for your team to grow, period. Share your favorite quotes from what you're reading. I try to do that every week. Again, on Sundays or Saturdays, or sometimes early Monday morning, I am planning out my posts for the week. And I will always plan a quote. And so I don't necessarily have to know what that quote is, but when I hear it in my personal development, I will immediately go write it down, and I will either have Tracy T make a quick image, or I will make an image on my own, and I'll share a quote so that people can see how it's impacting me. When you do your CTAs for your challenge groups, your freemiums, what have you, the followers will come if you're doing the right type of like, hey girl, giving compliments, and you're inviting, you're doing your live videos, and you're warming up cold people, and you're showcasing your personal and your mental growth, you will continue to get followers. And you will see that if you do the things that I talked about on this call, and you do it in your daily routine, success comes from what we do daily, you will not have a hard time hitting Success Club 10 every month a year from now. It just won't be hard, right? Juliet the other day was like, I don't know, I've got Success Club 18, I'm already at 8. And I'm thinking to myself, that's because she's had the pedal to the freaking metal for the past like 6 months. From that time that she did not hit Success Club in December, and it killed her for Punta Cana, she came back guns a-blazing. She had 2 choices. She could sit and feel sorry for herself, or she could be like, I'm going to freaking go ahead with the motions, and I'm going to look at my daily stuff, and I'm going to do the best that I can. And she did, and all of a sudden, boom, she's got this momentum where top coaches, that's how they're getting Success Club 20, 30, 40, because the secret is in what they do every single day. And if you do it consistently, you will see that you will not be scraping and scrounging for Success Club points, because your followers will just want more of you. Okay, so those are my tips from the trenches. That's it. That's all I got. 9:59. Pretty psyched since we started 6 minutes late. All right. Anyone else have anything before we hang up? No. Okay.
That was great.
I'll hold Megan accountable going live between now and next Wednesday.
Yes. Oh, I want it done by Friday.
And
tomorrow morning.
If you tell us when you're gonna go, we'll all get on and like.
It's happening. Probably Sunday.
Love it.
You can do it. I did it. It was terrifying.
Jen did do it. It was very cute.
Oh, I have to now.
Yes. Jen did it in 3 weeks, her first 3 weeks.
That's
we
amazing.
made fun of her, and we're like, you haven't done it. And she was like, no, I got to do it now.
That's awesome.
That's right.
Portia, you're next.
You guys are the best. All right. You know what? Before you hang up, I gotta Snapchat this. I gotta Snapchat it. So don't hang up yet. If you are on Snapchat or Insta Story, get your phone out. Okay. Everybody should be using some sort of documentation to show that as a coach, you do not sit and read Facebook all day. You actually do work. You actually have meetings. Okay. So on the count of 3, we can all smile. Is everyone ready? Of course, if you've got 2 of them, you got to do both Snapchat and Instagram. Okay. Ready? Smile.
Oh, I look like a freak.
Okay. All right. And hold on. Now I got to go to Instagram. This is why I didn't want to have to do 2 of these. I'm still pissed about it. Okay, hold on. Let's see. All right, ready? Ready, everyone? Shoot. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, go find yourself on Instagram and Snapchat. I love you guys.
Tracy, you're very
Night,
big.
guys.
Tracy, thank you as always.
My head looks big. Is that what you just said?
No, because it's only you. No, your head looks perfect because it cut off the top of the forehead.
Perfect. All right, guys. Have a good. Portia, thanks for jumping on. Kara, I love seeing you.
Bye.
Thank you as always, Tracy.
Bye.
Bye.